be aware that you're in a hostile zone and that you are hot.
As our preview back in episode 41 showed, work on super loud and shouty shooter Bodycount is going very well, thank you very much. So we decided to take another, deeper look at the development of the game during a visit to Codemasters Guildford Studios, where the team talked us through everything from how best to make dead guys fall down to how they make their guns so shiny.
You know, I'm always kind of asking myself, like, what would John Woo do here?
Here's Dom Aldry and Jason DeSico to talk us through the design of Bodycount's AI enemies.
At its core, it's just an arcade game, right? It's sort of drop in, drop out, lots of fun, instant action stuff. But behind that, we've got a lot of systems work going on. We want to get away from sort of heavily scripted experience that is the same for everyone that plays it. And so our AI systems are agent-based. We've got a good, strong AI team, and we're basically trying to create a set of NPCs with unique, distinct characteristics.
From our point of view, there are the three main areas with the army, militia, target. And for each of those we focused, instead of just constantly using exactly the same anims, we invested a bit more time, and we've come up with a sort of an attitude for each of those three types.
Our core NPC type, the regular guys, go through the different factions that you fight against. So we've got militia, and then army, and then the target guys, who are the ultimate baddies. And through the game, you start off in Africa and then go to China. So there's a sort of second grade there. The regular guys are kind of regular. They're what you'd expect from most first-person shooters. You know, sort of Call of Duty guys jump out with machine guns, maintain distance, and so on. As you go through the different factions, though, they get better trained. That's in the AI and in the behaviours that they've got available to them.
This would be a militia. The militia are a lot more looser, a lot more less professional, just wandering around.
So they aren't particularly well trained. They know the cover's there. They'll use it occasionally, especially if you like really suppress them. They might scurry to cover, but not very professionally.
Comparison, trying to take one of the army walk animations. They're much more purposeful, much more in terms of when you're looking at them as a unit, when they're moving around the environment, they should look better trained.
But they're not like sort of super soldiers, so when they come out of cover to shoot you, they stand fully up. They don't just sort of peek over the edge.
Now this is like a target trooper that might be patrolling around. So these guys are very slick, and they're just going to be coming in.
These are sort of our special forces, ultimate troops, and they really will just get the sort of pixel they need above. So yeah, you could get a headshot on the top of their head, but you're best off just boring through cover, blowing up the stuff around them, flushing them out with grenades and so on.
Guns and grenades, you say? Don't mind if we do. We spoke to weapons lead Chris Healy about crafting Bodycount's arsenal.
We haven't got, like, you know, an armory with 40, 50 weapons in it. You know, we're almost like less is more. We want a true distinction between our assault rifles through to our SMGs, through to our handguns, and a very definite function and feel about it. The original weapon list was a lot bigger. But the more we started to look in, because I mean, we've got this full weapon database here, so I can set, like, you know, the muzzle velocity of the bullet, effective range, how much that weapon spreads over distance, and I can play with these figures and it updates at real time here. Same with the shaders and things like that. We're not really, you know, my experience of making quite a few FPSs in the past is that, you know, a lot of things change. The balancing on weapons change, the visual aesthetics of the weapons change a lot. So we're authoring the weapons in such a way that we can make last minute changes at the drop of a hat. So this is the SIG P226, which is a kind of standard law enforcement weapon. Now, you know, we made a decision to go for the two-tone kind of chromish kind of upper body on it. But for example, if we decided to make a last minute change and didn't want to have that in there anymore, you can crank this down. It's that magnet. Yeah, there you go. So we can all of a sudden kind of have, you know, a more kind of off-the-shelf look to it. And you know, the actual hope is that later on, by the time we've shipped, you know, we'll be able to give the player a choice. You know, he can maybe start off with an all-black one, and, you know, maybe after he's completed the game or he's achieved a certain rank in multiplayer or something like that, we can, you know, expose the next shader parameter and bang, all of that will go chrome. And we're kind of thinking about a similar approach with all the weapons.
We like the idea of the player actually going on the journey of discovery at the same time as the character is supposed to be. So it's like you are the character and you're finding out what's going on in the world and learning at the same rate as you're playing. It's not we're going to deliver you loads of exposition through cutscenes and fill in the backstory. You're actually going to experience the story as you go along.
Thanks to all at Codemasters. We'll have more on Bodycount as soon as we can.
Sean, I need you to be aware that your life expectancy has dropped dramatically.